Here we are, Davian Clarke once more. Thank you for being here and, another episode of Track and Field Business Uncut. And of course, good evening to everyone. This evening, I'll be talking to Davian quickly just about an organization in Jamaica, which is called the Jamaica Olympian Association. And Davian, what I want you to do for us tonight is just to tell us a little bit about this organization. What is the Jamaica Olympian Association and what is it about? What's the
No,
purpose of it?
okay. So you made a mistake, and you're fine. We have to correct people all the time.
Sure,
So
sure.
the JOA is the federation, which is the Jamaica Olympic Association.
Right.
So what we do, we work and help Olympians. So the IOC has a non-profit section, and so the JOA in Jamaica has the same. So we're the non-profit section, and we're called the Olympian Association of Jamaica. And so we have to make a distinction between ourselves and the JOA, as the JOA is the federation. And so it's a little complicated. At the international level, our organization is called World Olympian Association, because all the information is so closely tied together, we have to try and differentiate ourselves.
So
So
how is Jam Olympian associated with the JOA and the IOC?
okay, so like I said, the IOC started their non-profit side of the IOC when the IOC started in 1800s, 1894. So we have this association that um, is for, I won't say it's not for past Olympians, but basically it represents the transitions of the Olympians after they've gone past their running age, competition phase, and help them to put them into leadership positions, like becoming eventually one day the president of the IOC, or becoming the president of the local organization, federation. Uh, and so our job is to equip Olympians so that they can move on to the next phase in their lives, whether it be becoming a doctor and still being able to give back to the Olympic movement, or to become a teacher or a sports coach or a physician, or to be a part of a federation in any role that supports the Olympic movement. But our job is just to promote Olympianism and basically encourage the young people to become Olympians. And it doesn't matter in what sports, whether it's track and field or it's table tennis. That's our goal, and that's our main goal, just to be out in the community. Because when you go to the IOC website and you try to contact them, because say a local school teacher wanted an Olympian to come to their school and read a book for their kids, if they reached out to the international federation, they wouldn't be able to get a response. But having somebody local that you can contact that will have the time, and they're already living in your community, and so they can network, and then they would be an extension of the IOC or the JOA in this case in Jamaica. So that's where we come in, and we do a lot of things. We do things like we go to meetings for sports clubs to encourage young athletes to keep pursuing sports. With our contacts, some of the Olympians can contact their past coaches at U.S. colleges or anywhere and say, "Hey, I have a guy here or a girl here. I think is an excellent swimmer, and I think she would be able to contribute." And then myself being an Olympian, if I tell a coach that I have an athlete that could be a swimmer or a badminton player or a table tennis player, I would give that athlete more credibility. So that's the kind of the space where we operate in.
When was Jam Olympian formed? How old is this
Like,
association or organization?
well, they've wanted this organization to. I think they've been around since the beginning, but we weren't working. Everybody was just kind of doing it out of the love for the sport. But in the late 90s, early 80s, we started to we started to try to put the pieces in place so that we could be an official association and and be recognized for the work that we're doing. So, like for instance, when you see the minister of sports goes to Herb McKinley's grave and lay flowers, there's always a representative from our organization there with him. You know, we keep track of all the birthdays of all the Olympians, and we make sure to remind all the official people what, you know, hey, this is Herb McKinley's birthday. This is a big day in the Olympic movement for track and field. You know, not just Herb McKinley, but all our Olympians. We issue you see a couple of the younger athletes now on their Instagram. They have the OLY behind their name. You know, we're the people that issue that at the local level in Jamaica for all our Jamaican Olympians. But it's through the World Olympian Association that we do that. But if you have never ran into Olympian before and he gave you his business card, you would have not known that this OLY existed. And so, with the advent of social media, you're seeing a lot. The public's eyes are more equipped to seeing this information now. I actually have it on the signature for my email as well. So unless you get an email from me, you wouldn't realize that I have this distinction.
Is it mandatory for each country that is a part of the IOC, that is a member of the IOC, to have an association like this locally within their country?
It's not mandatory, but that's what they would like. And Jamaica being one of the better Olympic teams, you know, obviously if your best teams are doing it, then the other countries would be more likely to get involved. And in the last 5 years or so, I've seen a lot more organization springing up, especially in Asia. We haven't through the World Olympian Association, they haven't converted everybody in the Caribbean as yet. But also, there's a lot of countries that don't really have, you know, as many Olympians as Jamaica has. So we have a active directory that we keep up to date. That when somebody goes onto the website and the World Olympian, because that's how you get your OLY. So I'm giving you some information. When you
Right.
the world,
Which I do have those questions coming up,
yeah,
but yeah,
yeah,
go ahead.
yeah, you go to the World Olympian Association website, you put in your information, and then the international organization will contact us and say, hey, do you know this person? What Olympics did they compete in? And we give them the vital information they need to approve your case. So that's how it kind of the inner workings of it behind the scenes.
Where is this organization located? Is it located in Jamaica or is it offshore?
No, it's located. Our presidents is on the island. Some of our executive members are on the island. I think I might be the only one in the executive that's, oh no, two of us in the executive that are not actually in Jamaica.
Is
So
there a physical space in Jamaica, a physical
no,
office?
no, because one of the things that we want to do, we want to help, and if we open an office, I think those resources could be better off used in serving and helping. You know, it's easier for us to buy a pair of shoe for a potential Olympic athlete that's in high school so that they could run a track meet rather than have office space. So we kind of just remotely move around. We do have an office centered in the Jamaican Olympic Association office. But we're just mostly remote, and most of the people who are local, they have businesses and they work, so they kind of work from wherever their main office is for their actual day job.
How involved is Jam Olympian in track and field in Jamaica? Meaning helping other athletes through mentorship,
Yes.
or athletes who are aspiring to.
Well, we did a lot of outreach during COVID, and you'll if you search online, you'll see some YouTube videos with We were more active during COVID, doing podcasts, doing mentorship, and trying to get our athletes more involved. I think I was doing a push-up challenge at one time, so there's a video of me doing push-ups at one point. But our mentorship part is one of our biggest ways that we give back, and we've done that. Most of the Olympians that we have, they've been doing it a lot, and so they've just not been recognized, and it's not something that the general public would know about. When we go to mentor an athlete, it's more of a one-on-one situation because it's private. For instance, one of the biggest mentorships I've seen out there that produced a lot of gold medals was Merlene Ottey and Veronica Campbell. People don't know about that, but Olympians mentor each other all the time. The younger ones just don't know how to contact most of us, and they don't even know.
And this is why I call for you tonight, because I realize a lot of people, a lot of athletes are not aware. They don't know how to make any contact. But I have an Olympian on the
Yes,
live right now. I don't know if you know her. Her name, she is Ruth Williams Simpson. She
yes,
has gone to three Olympics. I think it's
yes.
1972, 1976, and
Okay.
1980. She's asking, is Jam Olympian a registered entity?
Yes. So one of the things for us to do business, you have to be registered. So we're registered. The name doesn't come up as Jam Olympian, but we have an official name. We have an official bank account. We have all our corporate documents because those are the things that's important. We have to do the things the right way. But I don't want people to get out of hand. We're not out there collecting 10 million, $20 million. That's not that we're not at that stage. And one of the we'd love to be at that stage. And one of the problems we have is because our country is so small. If you can see the women's soccer team, the Reggae Girls, yeah, there was a GoFundMe account out to get them to the World Cup. um, so the finances that we have on the island, and then that we could use the netball ladies and the bobsled people as other examples. Our movement still needs a lot of help. So our organization is not out there collecting millions of dollars, but basically what we do, we get donations from some sponsors and donors that we have. Whenever we have people that need help. Sometimes, if an Olympian dies or passes away, we'll make sure one of our member goes. We'll make sure have a bouquet of flowers for the family, and then we'll have somebody go there and make a speech and stuff like that. So we're not doing any grand thing like building houses for people. Even that's what we would love to be able to do, but
And we're going to talk about that a little bit. But before
yeah,
we get into that, Davian,
yeah.
tell me about the executive management team. Who are the decision maker? If somebody wants to get in touch, who are the head of the management team in Jamaica?
Well, Vilma Charlton, she's a person that's one of the founding members. Everybody knows Miss Charlton. Ruth would know her as well. But since Miss Charlton probably is not as active on social media, that's why some of the times I make a lot of the posts. So when I make some of the posts, if somebody reaches out to me, then I could get them in touch with the right person. Um, we have Alan, which is he's one of the coaches in swimming. Alan is an accountant. He's one of the person who help us out with managing, making sure all our I's and T's are dotted and stuff like that. Um, our friend with the bobsled, the president of the bobsled federation. He kind of he's very influential in some of what we do. And then our president, Marvin Anderson. Uh, he's a former. I mean, he's an Olympian. He's an agent. He's a member of the J3. So these people are all actively involved. Sharon Simpson, she's also a member as well, and they're actively involved, and they're at every track meet, every sporting event locally. Um,
The management team, is it made up of only Olympians, or there are ordinary Jamaicans that are a part of this body?
No, I can't tell you too much about the future plans, but presently, yes, it's only made up of Olympians because,
Okay.
like I said, this is not like the federation. This is something that we have that's only for the Olympians. So in order to get involved in this thing, you have to be a Olympian. Now, if you were an Olympian because you were part of the management team of the Olympic team, yes, you could be involved. You if you were a part of like the you were a massage therapist at the Olympics or something like that, yes, then you could be involved. But the sole reason why this organization was built, was set up, was it was to be Olympians working and trying to address the needs of Olympians. So there's not a lot of politics. There's not a lot of. We're just going to. We just work to tackle at the grassroots and be available when we're needed.
So
So it's not
any
a
idea,
so it's
any
not a public
idea,
display.
any plans, any future plans to make it a big, I mean, one of those big organization like what we have in Jamaica? Because I am putting something together for independence for to do a discussion for the athletes, kind of like a tribute to Olympians and our
Yes.
athletes. And when I look at the amount of names that I am coming up with, I am like, this organization should be one of the biggest that we have in
No, no,
Jamaica.
no, no. So you asked me about management. You didn't ask me about members. So
Yes, I'm
we have
getting
mem-
there. I'm
yeah.
getting there.
So
Yeah.
we have membership. We have every Olympian from every sport. We have badminton. We have table tennis. We have, we have all the Olympians. But some people feel like they've served and they've been in the public eye for a long time, so they just want to just stay low key. So not everybody wants to be involved, and then
Okay.
there's other people that want to be more involved.
All
But
right. Before we get to membership, let us talk about the contact information. How can you people be reached? Is there a website?
no, well, the Jam Olympian, there's a Facebook page that's called Jam Olympian,
Okay.
and then I think that's the only thing we have on social media.
What
Um,
about a phone number, email address?
that's what I'm saying. So when you go to the World Olympian Association website as an Olympian, if you send an email, it will get routed to the country. So when you go on there and you put in your information on the world site, it'll send the email directly. But most every email, you can send an email to me, and it's just my name, Davian Clarke at Olympian.org. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook. Anywhere you find Davian Clarke, if you send me an inbox message or you send me a direct email to Davian Clarke at Olympian.org, I'll get it and then I'll pass it to, we pass it on to the right person. But
Okay.
we've been trying, we get a list of all the people who've competed in the Olympics and we reach out to them via social media if we can find them that way, or if we know somebody that knows them, we try to get in touch with those people that way, and then we keep an updated list of all the names and contact information. So just in case something comes up and say we're doing like a memorial and we want to invite the 1976 team to a special dinner and the prime minister wanted to meet them, then we'd have
Stop there. Stop there.
information for
Stop there. I have that question on my paper, but let us just go to
it.
Ruth, Olympian Ruth Williams Simpson. She's saying, how do Olympians like me if I want to get involved? How do I get involved? So she's asking.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. So there's not like, even though we're the management team, there's nobody's stopping Ruth from getting involved. If you contact me and say, hey, I have a project I want to work with, and say Ruth lives in Denver, Colorado, then we're not going to say, well, no, you can't do it. We're going to embrace you and we'll work with you and we'll promote you on our on whatever channel you decide to use to promote whatever she has going on, and that's how it works. So we work with people, we network and work. You just have to contact one of us and preferably me, and then we'll go from there and try to figure out how we can best put it together.
So you, Davian, you are the main contact for this association.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Members, let us talk about members. Who is eligible to become a member of this association?
Uh, Basically, if you make the Olympic team, you would think you'd be you can be a member of the association, but official rules is that you have to be a competing athlete at the Olympics. That's where they draw the line. So they want to see that you competed in the Olympics. Um, but so that's the main way to gain entry in it. But there's ways to have special membership for people who have done stuff in the past to help. Like if there's a somewhere that's doctor that's been on that four Olympic team, we'll find a way.
So
But
what about fans?
fans, oh, no, no.
But let me ask you something. If someone makes the Jamaican team to the Olympics, they
Yeah,
travel to the Olympics, but unfortunately they got injured before they take the track. Where does that leave them? They're
that's
not an they're not an Olympian,
no, you're an Olympian.
so they're eligible to become a member. No?
No, no, no. So the rules are not written by our organization. They're written by the head office because they're to the public eye. It seems like all you get is just the OLY by your name, but actually, once you get the OLY by your name, there's a lot of other things, benefits that you can get. They have the IOC have scholarship programs where they pay for you to get your doctorate degree. They'll pay for you to do online courses. There's a significant. Not that everybody takes advantage of these opportunities, but
Because
there's
they
a,
might not know. They don't know. Maybe they
I,
don't
I
know.
know I know, but I'm just saying if you don't because of the amount of funding that they give to each Olympian, you have to meet a certain criteria. So we could because every Olympics there's about 10,000 people that go to the Olympic. You get a participating certificate that says you're Olympian. But in order to get to this next level, unfortunately, that's where they draw the line.
So suppose I make the team, I get there, I line up in my race, and halfway through my race,
No,
I got injured. It
no, you
counts.
no, no. If you compete means that you're on the roster to run. You just have
Okay.
to you just like if you were a badminton athlete, and as long as you just go out there and show up, even if you forfeit the game, you'd still get credit.
Okay.
But
Oh wow. We just okay, good. He's back.
sorry.
Yeah, he's back. Yes, finish your thought,
No,
Davian.
no, I was saying as a competing athlete, as long as you went on the pitch, then that would count.
Okay, great. To cement your membership, is it automatic or an Olympian have to contact you to say, Davian, I was a member of I competed at the Olympics 1948 or 1952 or whenever, or once you compete, automatically you're in that database?
Yeah, automatically you're in the database, but you have to go through the process to get recognized. Because it's like the U.S. government or Jamaica government saying every Jamaican or every U.S. citizen get $1,000. If yes, you're qualified for the $1,000, but until you go through the application process, you won't actually get that money. So yes, you're qualified automatically, but you have to go through the steps and give them the information that they need to verify you before. And it's very in depth, like I said, because we don't want somebody to scam and say, "Hey, I did this and I did that." So it's a multi-layered. You have to go to you can't start with us. You have to go to the international, and then they contact us, and then we work our way down from there.
Interesting. Benefits. Let's talk about, okay, before we continue, another Olympian is on the live 1984 and the 1988 Olympian Dorothy Scott
Tommy
Genius.
Tongue.
Was it 84 and 88 Dorothy, or was it 1980 and 1984? But Dorothy Scott, and as another Olympian, she's saying, does the Jam Olympian has a newsletter to let our fellow Olympians know what's going on?
Um, with the newsletter was started and it was active. Unfortunately, we had fell off the board with that one, but we're looking to get that going again, where we can have I think a quarterly. But the president writes a newsletter, and I think he should be writing one here pretty soon, August or September, because typically they normally have a newsletter like after a major championships at the end of the year type deal.
A track and field fan on the live, she asked earlier, does the government have any affiliation with this association?
No, with the IOC, was trying to stay out of politics. So even at the local level, we don't have any affiliations with the government. We ask them for help, and if they feel like they can help, or if they're in a position to help us, yes, we work closely with the government. Obviously, the Minister of Sports, and not myself, but with the president. And, they communicate a lot, and they're aware of what's going on in the organization. They know who the presidents are and stuff like that. We work with the SDF as well, and with J3As and all the other organization from badminton to swimming. All the presidents know who the president is, and we kind of make the rounds and talk to them and kind of get a feel of what's going on and how we can help. But mostly we do direct with the athletes. That's the kind of where we are. We don't really move towards the presidents and the people that make the decisions as much as we want to do more grassroots type things. And the people that we are more direct with are up and coming Olympians, like a 5-year old or a 12-year-old child, and try to help them and show them how they can use this as something that can rocket their career and move it forward.
Let us talk about the benefits. What are some of the benefits of being a member of this association?
Well, like I said, you can get so like if you become a doctor, you can get your business card that says Doctor Heather on there. Well, ours we says OLY at the end of your name, so you can have business cards, you can have letterhead, you can put it on your social media. We have an email, official Olympian.org email, that works through the Microsoft network. That's given to all Olympians, and and access to that email via app all across the world. We have member events. We're trying to have more member events at the Olympics. So, if, say, for instance, you were Olympian and you flew to the next Olympics, we'd have an Olympian tent where you could go, like a VIP area where you could meet up with some of the other Olympians that are there. So that's the goal. Because of COVID, everything kind of fell off the boat a little bit. But this next Olympics, there should be an event center for Olympians, so that you go to the Olympics and you should be able to walk over, go into this Olympic house, meet up with all the Olympians from whatever area you're from, and sit back and chat and take pictures and reconnect.
So that would mean there would be like a special package for Olympians to attend an Olympic game, right? That's what you're saying?
Not a package in itself. Well, I think if you register, yes, a package, but not yeah, yeah, but not a package in itself. But once you get to the host, they'll have different things that they'll be able to give you. Maybe
Oh.
discount tickets if you wanted to go see, gymnastics or some other sports or something like that. Yeah.
In Jamaica, what kind of events, if we have any, is there any events that the
Yes,
association have to celebrate or bring Olympians together to fet them to
yes.
anything like that? Tell me about that part of it.
In the past, we've done the Olympian Association meeting typically is right before the Olympic trials, like on a Tuesday. We'll have a pinning event where some of the new we'll pick like 5 or 6 people to come in and pin them. So that's what's happened before. Um, and then we're trying to do next year. I think we have on the docket to do like a get together where we invite more people.
Yes, because there are some Olympians out there that I've spoken to from this who competed in the 70s, you know, who competed in the 70s and the early 80s, and they want to be a part
Yeah,
of what
yeah,
is going on.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. If your name is on the list, then you'd get those emails, and then whoever is on the list would pass that information on to you. So you just have to really kind of connect with some other Olympians, and they'll be able to pass that information on to you. Because it's an Olympians only event, so it's not something that's publicized for the public. Our invitation is out for the public. So it's only for you know those special people.
If is there anything in place if an Olympian falls on hard time? Is there any help that they can get from the association financially or otherwise?
Yes, they've been known to help in the past, and they've done, but it's not something that's publicized because if somebody's on hard time, they don't want to tell the world. You know what I'm saying? But if you contact the federation, whether you're a past Olympians or upcoming Olympian and you need some help, then the president will, he'll go above and beyond to make sure that we help as much as we can.
Beautiful. I like that.
But there's some news articles out.
Oh, we lost him again. Uh, there he is. He's back with us. Davian? I'm not hearing you. You're muted. Okay, I wasn't
Yes,
hearing it. Yes.
yes. Sorry, I got disconnected, Eliza. I
Oh,
apologize.
okay. Okay, no problem.
Yeah, but yeah, there's news articles out there
Mm-hmm.
with some of the work that's been done and how we helped people in the past. But yeah, we've done it. Like I say, you just have to get in. If you're not in the network, that's why you don't know. So you just have to get registered on that website, and that way, that's how you'll be able to find out all the information.
So is it that the organization or the association doesn't want the public to know, but we want to know what you guys are doing so we can at least say,
No, no, no.
this
We
organization is helping our athletes and big
yes,
them
but
up.
of course, it's not a secret. We help people. Like I said, the articles are in the paper when we've helped people with their housing or help with burial and stuff like that, and more. We'll do school programs as well. I think one of the last projects I can remember was at Veer Technical. They have an Olympian board that we put up with a list of all the Olympians who have ran there.
Wow,
So
beautiful.
yeah, but like I said, it's in the newspaper. It's just that it's not publicized and as much, and so that's one of the things we're working on, trying to be more on social media so people can see it.
Yes, 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 yes. You guys need that. Funding. Let us talk a little bit about funding. How is the organization maintained? It is a non-profit organization, right?
Yes, all our
How is
funding,
it
all,
maintained? You
all,
guys accept donations?
all of the funding comes from other past Olympians. We'd love to get the more companies involved. We'd love to get more individuals involved to help, and so that's why we're setting up so that we have that non-profit status, so that your donations could be written off if you're in the U.S. or if you're locally in Jamaica. But yeah, all those things are in place. If you contact me, I'll give you the information for the president and the treasurer who you could talk to, and they can show you how they get that done.
And that was my next question. How can normal people get involved with you guys, especially if they are not affiliated with an organization? How can they give back
And
to contribute and give back to the organization as a single person who wants to give $100,
I know, I know,
$200?
I understand. So we mostly function on the Olympians that we have that make donations back to us because they see the need, and they've been helped before in the past, uh, and that's why I said one of the things that we're doing, we're trying to do outreach where we get in contact with more non-members and then offer them, some incentives to be able to help us out and stuff like that, and trying to get some corporate sponsors as well. But it's a very difficult thing to do. Like I said, there's few sponsorship dollars available on the island, so everybody's fighting for the same money. So
Mm-hmm.
so that's the issue that we have. But we do get funding, but like I said, it's nothing like what the major organization get. But we help. We cover the need that we have. Put it
Have
that way.
you guys ever thought about having a fan base membership where fans become how do I put this now? Fans are members and we pay a membership, whether quarterly or yearly. So this way you get the diaspora and people to donate, whether it is $10 every every quarter
No,
or
no, I
something. But
understand. I understand. It's kind of a subscription type thing that you're talking
yes,
about, and
yes.
and we would love to partner, and we haven't delved into that. But if you are willing and to help us, then we can connect with you, and we could go about that as well. But yeah, that's something that we're interested in doing. We've tried many things over the years, and so we would be willing to try something new.
Beautiful. Before we go any further, Ruth Williams is asking if one has a project that needs a grant from the WOA, what is the process?
So those projects, they have to be submitted by us. So she would have to contact me so I could give her the president's information so that he can look it over, and the executive can make a decision to see if her project is one that would be submitted, because she's not the only one. There's other people who have different ideas, but we can only choose one. So
Okay.
they have to submit it, and then we'll decide which one to send forward.
All right. Olympian Dorothy Scott Genius, who is a VEER standout, she's
Yes,
asking when was the board erected at VEER and where is it located? She
she
said she's just hearing about it and she is a VEER girl.
Well, she needs to Well, I know it's there. That's what I heard. I never saw it, Dorothy, so I couldn't tell you. You'd have to contact Miss Charlton or somebody local that's been there. I haven't been to Vera lately, and I've never been inside, so I can't tell you where it is. But I know that we were that was one of the projects that we wanted to take care of.
All right, we have another Olympian and VEER standout, Etlin Tate. She's saying, "Good evening, everyone. Hey, Davian, this is the first time I'm hearing about the board. Can you say a little bit more on it?"
Well, all right, I guess may I get myself in a trouble. Um,
The
I have
VEER,
never
the VEER
seen.
girls are here.
Well, all right. Maybe the board was just a project, and it was never it never came to fruition. But I know during COVID we were talking about putting up a board for the Vera Olympians. My apologies if it didn't see the light of day.
I'm going to do some
I
checks
was
to see.
yeah. No, I'll go back and check. I thought it was up, but my apologies. I guess that one never made it to the they made it to the end.
Because these ladies' names would be
No,
on
no,
it
no, no,
because
no. They're all no. They're Ethlyn. They're all local, so they should know more than me because I see them in the pictures all the time. So I guess I'm incorrect. So my bad. I apologize on that one. Um, but I know that came across my board, and that was one good idea, and I'm sure we had submitted that information.
yeah,
Maybe it didn't get approved by the by at the final step, but I know that we submitted that one, that project to be because Vera is one of the schools that have the most Olympians for Jamaica. So
exactly.
Ever, sorry, I'm running out of time, you know.
Okay, yes, we're almost finished. But Etlin is saying she heard the talk, but she wasn't sure if it was done. But guys, we have to run now because Davian is out of
And
time.
I'm not running away. You can contact me at Davian Clarke at Olympian.org. I don't want to seem like I'm running away, but um, time is, I don't have as much time today, so that
Yes.
I had to make it short.
Davian, thank you very much for coming. I asked you for 30 minutes and you gave me
Mhm.
40, so I appreciate it.
Yeah,
And I hope that this information help all the Olympians out there. Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you for being here. Davian, thank you so much for
no
being a
problem.
part of the show. You always turn up. Thank you very much. And we will talk, okay?
Yeah, and there's just one thing I said, like for everybody else, just go to the World Olympian Association and anybody that you know, tell them to go on there and then follow the prompts. And as long as they put their information there, then we'll receive it and we'll approve them if there's any Olympians that have not yet been approved for Jamaica.
Thank
Thank
you very much, Davian. Thank you. Thank you. So there we have it. I hope that this information helped. I really it was a last minute thing, guys, that I decided to do this because I realized that there's so many Olympians out there. And to be honest with you, I was going through a list last night for my show on Sunday night where I'm going to be celebrating our Olympians and our athletes. And let me tell you, I don't know if I will have enough time when I look at all the names. And you ladies that I'm seeing on the show tonight, I saw your name on the Jamaican list to different teams to the Olympics. Ruth Williams, I saw your name three times. I saw your name for 1972, 1976, 1980. Etlin, I think I saw your name for I'm at 1992. I started from 1948 and I'm at 1992. I take a pause. And Etlin Tate, I saw your name. Dorothy, I saw your name for 1980 and 1984. You Olympians have been outstanding for Jamaica, and that was why I decided to get Davian to just come in and give us a little pep talk and to shed some light on the organization so that you guys can get involved and be a part of this prestigious organization. So thank you all for being here. Oh, Etlin. Okay, yes, I did see your name, Etlin Tate. A matter of fact, I saw two Tate, and I was wondering if you guys are sister, Etlin Tate and Marcia Tate. So are you guys sister, Etlin? I don't know, but I saw two Tate. I think one. I heard that one of them went to Dintil. But as I said, I have my information and I'm putting it together because you guys have done a lot for our track and field. Okay, so Etlin is saying she's not related to Marcia Tate. But I think funny enough, I think the both of you made the Jamaican team at the same time. So it is a lot of information, and I want to thank you all for being here. And Thursday night, I am going to have another Veer standout telling her story, and this is none other than Ines Turner. Ines Turner will be on with me Thursday night. So, guys, you want to buckle up for this story when Ines, another Veer technical standout, and as Davian said, very technical, produced the most Olympians and the most world champions and the most Olympic champions. So Veer, big up yourself and thank you guys for being here. Auntie Ruth, thank you very much for being here also. Sandy, thanks for being here. Kino, Marlene Green, everyone, thank you very much for being here. And Olympians, I hope that you got the information from Davian to get in contact with him. Thank you guys very much for being here. And I will see you Thursday night when I will have a chat with Ines Turner, another Olympian and very technical and girls champ standout. Wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, good night. Thank you for being here. And oh, please, please remember to subscribe to my channel, share the content because I want people to know about our rich legacy that started from as far back as in the early 1900s with people like Mr. G.C. Foster. Many thought that it started in 1948, but we actually started way back in the 1900s. And of course, Jamaica's first official track and field championship was in 1930 at the CAC Games. Of course, I have all of that information to share with you when I do my special Olympian tribute for independence. So, guys, until I see you on Thursday, thank you very much for tuning in. And please come again and share the content with your friends and family. Peace. Thank you very much.